Hi, Craig Phillips here. You either attended one of my recent workshops or maybe you downloaded my retirement guide from the internet. And if you did, we appreciate your interest. But if you'd like to know how to have an additional $30,000 or more in retirement, in this short video I'm going to show you how. People now are just beginning to understand what a fiduciary advisor is and the huge advantage of working with a fiduciary registered investment advisory firm as opposed to working with a stockbroker, a banker, or an insurance agent. Last summer, Forbes magazine did an article that looked at the impact of working with a fiduciary advisor, and their research suggested that a fiduciary should add 6.5% additional investment return per year. Now let me say that again. Their research suggested that a fiduciary advisor should add an additional 6.5% additional return per year, each and every year, simply by working with a fiduciary. And if you'd like to have a copy of the article, shoot me an email. My email address is Craig, C-R-A-I-G, at c1ag.com. That's C as in Charlie, the number 1, A as in Apple, G as in George.com. Shoot me an email, ask for the Forbes report, and I'll be happy to send you a copy of it. So how did they come up with that? Well, actually, it's pretty simple. We're going to do a lot of things that you're just not going to do. We're going to create a strategic financial retirement plan that's going to show you how to achieve everything that's important to you from a financial standpoint, while at the same time taking on as little risk and volatility along the way as possible. We're also going to provide basic investment advisory services, asset selection, trading, performance reporting, and the like. We're going to be tax efficient. You know, if I make you $1, you got to share that $1 with Uncle Sam. But if I save you $1 in taxes, that's a whole dollar to save, invest, or spend. And this is a big one. We're going to keep you from making costly mistakes. In a recent 30-year period, the S&P 500, which is a common measure of the stock market, averaged 11.1%. But the average stock investor at the same time averaged only 3.7%, a 7.5% difference, 7.5% worse. Peter Lynch was the famous manager of the Fidelity Magellan Fund between 1977 and 1990. Probably the most productive mutual fund manager of all time. His average annual return during his tenure was 29%. But Fidelity reports that the average investor in the Fidelity Magellan Fund during Peter Lynch's tenure actually lost money. Now, how's that possible? Well, it's pretty simple. They bought the fund when it was high, panicked and sold the fund when it was low during periodic downturns, and they actually lost money. The last thing we're going to do is rebalance the portfolio on a regular basis. This allows the asset allocation to be consistent with your strategic plan, and also it's a mechanical way of buying high and selling low, something that individual investors are very, very poor at doing. So that adds up, according to Forbes, to about 4%. So we got another 2.5% to go. First, we're paid only by our clients. There's no commissions, there's no soft dollars. What's soft dollars? Soft dollars are what stockbrokers get that are hidden charges that they don't have to disclose, and it's totally legal in their world. A good example is a lot of funds will provide an ongoing kickback to the broker out of their fund expenses. Again, it doesn't have to be disclosed, and it's perfectly legal, but it comes out of your return. So, you know, according to Forbes, that's another 0.5%. So we're up to 4.5%. We also have access to and no incentive not to use the cheapest, lowest cost shares. Forbes says that's another 0.5%, so now we're up to 5%. We also use the lowest cost institutional, not retail custodians. The same custodians that the big foundations and endowments use. According to Forbes, that's another 25 basis points or 0.25%. So now we're at 5.25 advantage. Registered investment advisors typically attract larger clients, larger accounts, thus our fees are less. The average non-fiduciary advisor, like stockbrokers, charge about 2.5% of assets under management. But a lot of it is hidden, non-disclosed charges that don't show up. You can't see them, but they actually go against your return. Fiduciary advisors usually charge about half that, or about 1.25% or less. So there's another 1.25%. There we are, up to 6.5%. So if you have a $500,000 nest egg of investment account to supplement your retirement, that 6.5% would represent an additional $32,000 per year, each and every year. If you have $1 million nest egg investment account, that's over $60,000 a year. But what if you only have $250,000 to supplement your retirement? Would an extra $1,200 a month make a difference in your life? I think it will. So over the last almost 30 years, myself and my team of certified financial planners and fiduciary investment advisors have helped hundreds of our clients achieve a successful and confident retirement across our 3 locations. So do you think that you would benefit from working with a fiduciary advisory firm? If so, give us a call to schedule a meeting with me to learn more. There's no cost, there's no obligation. Our phone number is 727-450-2301. That's 727-450-2301. Or you can send me an email at craig@c1ag. I look forward to meeting with you soon.